Okay, folks. So today we are going to talk about all the recent announcement happened in last 48 hours at reInvent. Well, this is not an exhaustive list, but I wanted to highlight a major thing happened in the generative AI space, primarily related to two services, what we call Amazon Bedrock and Amazon SageMaker. So what you see here on the very first list is a knowledge base. So now knowledge base, which used to be, I think back in September is when we launched it as a preview. What it allows you to do is a fully managed RAG experience. So if you know what RAG is, retrieval augmented generation, where it allows you to take your own data, attach with your foundation model, and come up with the creative answers based on your recent data, right? So that experience where customers, developers had to stitch it together, that is now a fully managed experience. If we go further down, which is something I like this feature very much, because by default the LLMs are trained on data which is not your own data. But what if you want to have that LLMs or the models customized with your own data set? Well, now you can do that with Amazon Bedrock in a very fully managed mechanics. So what we are launching today is customizing your model in Amazon Bedrock with your own data using the fine tuning if you prefer, or if you are like continued retraining, you can do that as well in a very secure manner. All right, we'll dive deeper into this, but not in this video, in the later video. Let's quickly go through the next one. Uh, this is more about an orchestration because LLM doesn't operate on its own and it needs some of the underlying upstream or downstream data to do lot many intelligent things. And as a part of that, the agent for Bedrock, which was preview for last few weeks, is now generally available for you to control that entire orchestration, and you get a full visibility of what is happening, why this is happening, because it's retrieving the data from the source which is known to you, and then you can build all the reasoning around it, right? So that's the agent for Bedrock. The next one is more about guardrails. So the guardrail are really going to help customers safeguard against the customization of your use cases, and more or less you may have your own responsible AI policy. You may have your own safety mechanism and you want to implement those safety mechanism with all of your LLM applications, all of your generative AI applications. And with guardrails for Amazon Bedrock is going to help you do that exactly. Okay, the next one is a really cool one. I really like this very much as a product itself. But if you are looking at from a end user point of view, you're gonna love this. It's the generative AI powered assistant. It's designed to work that can be tailored to your business. Yes, using your own data set, you can tailor that complete experience. So what it does behind the scene, if you think from that angle, it's a new way of start of kind of a start asking questions, chatting with a bot, which is going to look into your own data set if you prefer. Or for example, if you are using AWS and you have question around how to do this, or error you are facing suddenly in your day-to-day work, you simply ask that question or show that error to Q, and a Q is going to guide you how to fix it, right? There are many other services are integrated in this scenario. We are talking about AWS as a user experience from developer standpoint. But if you are a QuickSight user, then you can implement QuickSight Q with that, where it's kind of giving you a business insight and allow you to chat with that data, right? Amazon Connect, some of you might be using Amazon Connect for your call center applications. And now with Connect and Q, literally that Connect uses the real-time conversation with what your customers are talking about, and then you can straight away integrate those things together and come up with a novel solution. Maybe you want to do a real-time summary. Maybe you want to come up with a nudge to your contact center agent that, hey, this user is a high risk, and let's make sure that we are treating them well. Similarly, there is Q is being launched as a supply chain as well. Now, this is all in preview right now, but fully expect to go in GA in short time, right? So that's on the Amazon Q. We'll dive deeper further into what Amazon Q is and details into what it comes down to. Next one is a week ago, we talked about Anthropic 2.1, right? Remember that initially, or a week before, they had a context length of 100K, and now with 2.1, they have a context length of 200K. That means you can dump an entire 500-page novel into this model and start asking questions or interacting with that novel, and maybe replace the novel characters with your own imagination. That's the power of that largest context length in the market as of today. But it's now available as a part of Bedrock as well. So you can start using that. The next one in the list is very near and dear to my heart. I've been working on this for a while now, but what we call SageMaker Hyperpod. It's mainly used for by model trainer. Think of a large foundation model creators, and when they are launching 1,000 GPU or 2,000 GPU node cluster, there tend to be a lot of hardware failure. That could be a lot of optimization challenges and whatnot. And the Hyperpod is literally solving it magically. Some of this problem and allowing customer to train their model faster, reduce that overall model training time, also giving them a sort of a peace of mind when they are training the model that, hey, hardware failure is not an issue. We will be able to figure it out because Hyperpod is there. Right. So that's on the Hyperpod side. Very proud of the team for releasing this. But the next one coming down the road is Titan Image Generator. So you have seen Amazon Titan, our own model. You've been using it probably for text generation. Now, in a preview mode, you would be able to use it to generate the images. And at the same time, we are also launching multi-model embeddings. So if you remember embeddings, Amazon Titan embeddings we launched a few weeks ago, was primarily on the text. And if you don't know what embeddings are can be used, it's mainly used for search, semantic search, and recommendation. But now with multi-model embeddings, what it allows is you can add not only text as your embeddings, but you can also add images. So for now, we are adding image and text as a two-way of feeding into your embeddings model. And based on that, you can make a decision on how that text and image can be applied for your search mechanism or for your recommendation to your users, that what to buy or what not to buy, and then many other things. You can come up with novel way of doing this. So that's the multimodal embedding for you folks. uh, at the same time, as there are many more models are coming up nowadays, you may ask, which model should I be using? And here is one way to evaluate, in a way where we are giving you a tool where you can evaluate, you can compare, and you can select the best foundation model for exactly your use cases, right? So based on your use case, you can come up with that, hey, for my text generation, maybe the Titan model is working great, but when I'm looking at a conversation, probably the Anthropic's Claude is working out best. So, but you don't know how to do that evaluation without going through the details. And now you can do that with a handy tool, a nifty tool which allows you to do that. Many of you are hosting your own models. And when you host the model, there are many challenges. One could be, how would you improve the latency of your models? How would you reduce the deployment cost? And many other things can be applied as a part of hosting your own models. And as a part of this new offering, or improved offering, I should say, within the SageMaker Inference domain, is reduce the cost of overall model hosting and also reduce the latency. And then I'm gonna go quickly, not today, but later today, in terms of deep dive of what exactly this means. So stay tuned for that next video on going into the reducing the latency and the cost aspect as well. Along with that, on the same SageMaker deployment or inference portion, many of you are asking that, hey, it's okay, we have been using some of the Boto framework or whatnot, but as a data scientist or as an ML practitioner, I want to use some sort of an SDK, and using the SDK, I want to reduce the amount of code what I have to write. And this is it, folks. This is the mechanics we are launching as a part of this model builder class, which is going to reduce the amount of code you have to write to to start deploying your model at a scale. All right. Last for today is smart shifting. So you may wonder what this is. Smart shifting is a novel approach Amazon science team has developed, and as a part of that, what it allows is for all this model trainer or tuner, when you are training that model, always you are looking for ways to improve your training time. That means reducing your training time. If it takes 10 weeks to train a model, you may want to train it in 8 weeks, for example, right? And smart shifting is a something novel approach Amazon science team has come up with, which allows you to do that. So go take a look, see how it applies to your model. But before that, this is all this announcement what I talked about. It's simply just tip on the iceberg. There are many things are launched today, and I cannot cover everything in this less than 10-minute video, 12-minute video. But thank you very much for tuning in, and look forward for a deep dive conversation on each of this. Thanks.